Guys, welcome back to another Christmas video, and what you're looking at is the next Christmas pattern I've chosen to do. We are going to be doing one from Yarnspirations.com and Lily Sugar and Cream Yarns. It's called the Holiday Lights and Garland, and yes, Georgie decided he wanted to sneak in on this video because he's ready for Christmas. So if you see him kind of poking in, you know he's over here to the side, so don't be alarmed. So these are the lights that I have already gotten on my strand. You can do as many or as few as you want. And I kind of had to scrunch them together a bit because I don't have enough camera width here. So what you do is you just make your bulbs. You got to make two sides. So for each bulb, you do have to make double the, you have to make the front and the back. So you're going to make two of each color. So I will explain that as we go. So you're going to need, basically, you will need a color choice for every bulb. Excuse me. I'm going to do my last bulb in purple. You will need some polyfill. And to do the top part where you're going to make the little attachment part where it holds it together, the clamp part on a bulb, you will need white, or you can use cream, you can use whatever you want. It's just the different color that you want it to stand out with. And then you can make your chain, which is just a basic single crochet chain, and then you will slip stitch all the way across. Now I didn't do the slip stitch all the way across, I just kind of ran out of time, so it does say to make the chain and then slip stitch all the way across, and that's up to you as well, whatever you want to do. So, and some of my bulbs, if I flip this one over, it's kind of two-toned, but that's the way that that sugar and cream yarn was. You know how some of them just change color automatically by themselves. Just so happened when I was working on this color, it was the green and the oatmeal, and then by the time I got to the second color, it was all oatmeal. So it's kind of cool if you want to twist and turn them like that. Some of them, when you turn them over, can be a two-sided color. And then this one here is like an oatmeal with green and white, or green and red in it, so that one's really pretty as well. So what I've done is I have put my strand together of where I'm going to hang mine, and I'm going to put one more on here, which is the one we're going to do on video. So you'll need a 4 or 4.25 millimeter hook. Whatever hook you want to use is fine, but this is done with a 4.25 hook. Okay? So grab whichever color you want to make this particular bulb with, and grab your white, which is for the top part here. And also you will want a piece of whatever type of ribbon you have to make the ribbon part here, to tie it on to the strand of single crochet, the part that's going to hold all of our bulbs. Sort of like the strand, like on regular bulbs. So you'll need a piece that's going to be pretty long. I think mine's about, you know, maybe 5-6 inches. That way when you double it, you can tie it off and it has enough room to dangle. You know, so you can also trim it if it's too long. So go ahead and get all of your parts together and pull up the pattern as well on Yarnspirations.com. And it is Holiday Lights Garland. And I will be right back with you. Alright guys, I am back with you. This piece here is the one that I was describing that we did off camera, or I did off camera. You do have to have two identical pieces. You have to have one for the front and one for the back, and then you're going to join them with polyfill in the center. So this is what one piece is going to look like, and your piece that we're going to do together is going to look identical. Okay, so we are going to get started with that. So with your G hook, you are going to start with whatever color that you chose. And the first thing that you are going to do is you're going to chain up 2. So 1 and 2. You are going to then work 3 single crochet into the beginning chain. So 1 and 2, and then 1 more, 3. Okay, then you want to turn that little piece and chain 1. It's a little tedious getting it started. Okay, now in that same beginning stitch right here, you want to do a single crochet and single crochet in the next two. So again, for row 2 you will have a total of 3. Whoops, little tedious getting these started. So it should even out here on this next row. So you should have 3 on this row. Okay, now for the next row, for row 3 you want to chain 1 and turn again. In the first stitch you want to increase, which you're going to put 2 single crochet in the first one. Okay, 1 in the next, and 2 in the last. So you increase in the last one just like we did the first one. That will give you a total of 5 single crochet. Okay, and now for row, on the pattern it says 5 and 7th row. Don't forget there is a 6 in there. There's a row 6. It's a little confusing, but in row 6 they just want you to single crochet. So row 5, you'll chain 1 and turn. What you'll do is increase in the first one, so put 2 in the first stitch. So there's 2, and then 1 in the next, 1 in the next, whoops, 1 in the next, and then you will put 2 in the last. So that's an increase on the last. That will give you a total of 7 single crochet at the end of this row. Okay, so now for row 6 you want to turn and just single crochet across. And that is not specified, but I think when this pattern was written they just kind of expected you to know when it's not put out there, it is a single crochet row. In this pattern, not all patterns. But I guess the more you teach and the more you know about patterns, you just kind of automatically know that. Alright, so that's row 6. Now row 7 is going to be worked the same as row 5. So chain 1, turn, and put 2 in the first, which we're increasing again. Okay, then you're going to single crochet across until we get to the last stitch. And then that last stitch is going to get 2. So you're going to end up here with 9 stitches. Okay, so you're going to have a little triangle right now. Now for rows 8, 9, and 10, they're going to be basic single crochet rows, okay? So no more increasing at this point. You're going to build a little bit of the body, and then we're going to start decreasing already, okay? It's a very simple little project. So go ahead and do rows 8, 9, and 10. So the next 3 rows you would just do single crochet, okay? Make sure you chain that 1 at the beginning of each row, and you just want to single crochet. So do that for the next 3 rows, and I'll meet you back up for row 11. Alright guys, so now we are continuing with 11 and 12. So we are going to chain 1 here and turn. So now we are going to start our decreasing. So go into the first stitch, and we are going to do 2 single crochet together. So draw your loop up in that first stitch, go into the next stitch as well, and draw that yarn through. You'll have 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 of those loops. And you just made those 2 first stitches into 1. Now single crochet all the way across until you get to the last 2 stitches. Okay, and we will do the same thing there. So you want to decrease on both ends, okay? So we've got the last 2 stitches here. Go in, grab your yarn, pull up, and do the same thing in that last stitch. Grab your yarn, pull up, yarn over, pull through all 3. So now for round 11 or 12, chain 1 and turn, and we're going to do that same process. Go through the first stitch, pull your yarn up, and go through the next stitch, pull your yarn up. Yarn over, pull through all 3. and single crochet in the next 1, 2, and 3. And now you should have 2 left, and you want to single crochet those 2 together. And pull through all of those. Alright, and then you have completed the last side. Well, I have. So you guys will need to make 2 sides. So I'm going to finish this off. Now you guys need to finish off, if this is your first one, leave a longer tail, because on the first one you need a longer tail because you got to sew these 2 together. Okay, so I'm just going to pull mine in and weave mine. Don't weave yours. This is your first one. Do not weave yours. Okay, because you need your tail. And you don't have to worry about weaving them too far. You can just kind of stuff them in the middle if you want once you start stuffing yours. But this one I do weave in. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that one. My poor little scissors. And this bottom one here, I weave in towards the middle. That way I can just kind of trim it off a little bit. And then I'll just kind of stuff that in with the stuffing. Okay? Now, this is where we're going to stuff our bulb. And I'm getting this other one woven in there. Alright, so now once you have your 2 pieces together, you're going to put them back to back, just like this. And you want to get your needle. And I use fairly large needles. It's just so much simpler, less hassle than the tiny ones. Okay, so you thread your needle up. And then don't go into the top 5 stitches. You need those. So what you're just going to do at this point is you're just going to stitch it. Go in your stitches on the very end, because you don't want to go in too far to the bulb. And you just want to stitch around. And we all know how to close up our work with whip stitching. Okay, come down here at the corner. Just do the same. Takes about 2 stitches down here at the bottom. Make sure you get those little loops down here that are real loose. Just get those in best you can. Okay, and I go up halfway or maybe a quarter of the way up the side here. And then what I do here, back up a bit, I will go ahead and take about this much. You don't want to overstuff it because you don't want it real poofy. You want it a little flat, but just a little bit of stuffing. Okay, just about that much. Now when you're doing this and you get closer to the top, mind you, and take heed to this, you don't want the stuffing to come up to your stitches here at the top, because when you start to put this white part here on, it's going to be trouble trying to stitch through your stuffing, so you want to keep that out of there, so push that down. Okay, so you want to just keep on stitching around, closing your bulb up, and these are so much fun to make. I just had a ball making them. Once I started them, I just couldn't stop. So I could just make these little babies all day long. So once you start getting up there, and again, do not go into any of those stitches up here at the top. You want to have 5 empty stitches, okay? So get up to that last stitch. When you get up to the last stitch, don't finish it. You want to put your hook into that loop, finish that off, and pull that tightly. And then to hide this yarn, just go all the way through and come out the middle. See what I'm doing there? And then go right beside that and then come out towards the bottom and your yarn will disappear. But straighten up that corner again because it kind of tugs it. And then clip it way down and it'll disappear. I promise. So then the top part is left open, and again you want to push that down away from those stitches, okay? And I'll be right back and we will put the cap on our bulb. Alright guys, so now what you need to do is whatever color you chose for the bulb top, go ahead and use, and I did the white just like the pattern said because it stands out no matter what color you use. So if you look at your bulb top, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those stitches left, and you're going to be working through both ends. And you're going to be working through the front, coming out the back. So you want to go through the front and come out the back of that first one. And you're just going to do a slip stitch. Okay? Now what you're going to do is chain up 1. It's a little difficult getting this stuff started. Okay, and you can work over this tail if you'd like. Now right below it you're going to go down to the next row. Okay, it's going to be what's called a long single crochet, so you're going to go 2 rows below. And it doesn't have to be exactly perfect 2 rows, just go down below your stitch. So just go down below and through the other side. And the reason that I say about this stuffing is because you want to make sure it's gone further enough down inside there where you're not fighting to try to get through your stuffing, because that becomes hard. So go down and do a single crochet. Go down 2 rows below that stitch and you'll see that it comes out to be a long stitch. You see what I'm saying? Your single crochet, actually you want to go right below this one, so let's go over here. Right here is where you want to go. You want to stay below your single crochet or your slip stitch, and you don't want to make that tight, you want it to stretch. Okay, so you see how further down it is, and then in the next single crochet you want to do a basic single crochet, not a long one, just a single one. Then in the next one you go long, so go 2 rows below and do a single crochet and pull it way up. Okay, so you're not going in that row, you're going down here. Okay, the next one is a basic single crochet, so just go into the next single crochet and do a regular single crochet. And then the last one you're going to go way down below in the next row and do a single crochet, just like this. And that's what you want it to look like. So now you're going to turn and chain up 1 and do a single crochet in each single crochet across, so you should have 5. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and now you're going to chain 1 and turn again, and now we're going to single crochet together. So you got 5 stitches, you want to end up with 3, so single crochet together the first 2, so pull that up and pull that one up, you got 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull those together, single crochet in the next one, and join the next 2 together. You want to fasten off, pull this through, and now you just want to hide your yarn here. So weave it in best you can. I know there's not a whole lot of places to hide it in this, but just do the best you can. I think George has found a bag in there. He's trying to fit his body into a little Bath and Body Works bag. Yeah, it's very hard to hide it in this. Let me do it down here. Alright, that's going to have to work. Alright, now that is the completion of your light bulb. Well, other than you take your ribbon, and I went right down here in that center hole. I didn't go way up here. I went down in the center, and you just pull it through. This is not rocket science. This is very simple to do. If you have another way of doing it, by all means, go for it. And just tie a double knot. That's all I did. Well, if I can tie a double knot, I have butterfingers. So just tie it off. Because it's definitely not going to go anywhere. That's good enough. And then I just trim it down. And then all I'm going to do at this point is bring my strand over here. As soon as I can get it all together for you. And back my camera up so you can see. I'm just going to add it onto my strand. And then I have my holiday lights. So there you have my holiday lights. It's hard to get them all in the picture because it's such a long strand, and there you have them. They're all happy holiday lights. So I'm going to be very happy stringing these little babies. And that's it. There's just happy holiday lights. So you can do any color, be creative with them, and do lots of them, and hang them all over your house. It's even something that you can get your kids in on to help do your single crochet row if they know how to do even just a basic single crochet. Because that's all this is, a single crochet for the bulb part, and then to do the strand. They're real pretty. You could even add jewels on these. You could do lots of things with these. So just use your imagination and have fun with them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Till next time, happy hooking!